Oh, hello. Welcome. Let me just reload here. Hey, haha. It's just started raining where I am. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's been raining here too. It is actually currently raining here too. Isn't that nice? I think it's nice. Don't you think so? Right, so for today, we've got a little bit more Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019 on, which tier is 19, which should be quite a lot of fun. Because we've actually now finished the yard area, well, except for the one of the yard leads joining back up with the main line, but the actual scenery around the main yard bit is now done. So now we can work on actually bringing the scenery up to that other that point on the other side as well, and then of course connecting the two bits of the town together. But that should all be good. That should all indeed be good. Right. Okay. Hey, hazies. Oh yeah, you're right. That's true. Right. Let's see. Okay. So, let's just start it up. Oh. I see. Okay, so it's going to be a few minutes. It's going to be a few minutes because it is... hello, Matt. How are you? Right, so it's going to be a couple of minutes because of... Well, it apparently needs to do a database check. However, it's this. I think this is the small one because it is... Yeah, it's going quite quickly. It is going quite... let's see. Oh, you're right. That's true. Twitch XD. 1 sec. What happened? Hey, tomorrow TS21. Yay! Yeah, it is. I'm really looking forward to it as well. How are you, Matt and Kango? There we go. Wait, what? No. Yeah, but it looks like it's only the small one because stream froze. Had to reload. That's unfortunate. Good. Thanks. Good. Yeah, it looks like it's only the small one because the it's already quite a ways. It's already got like a third of it done, so we should be able to get going very, very soon. Okay. Stream froze again. 1 sec. Aww. Hold on. Actually, 1 moment. Oh. How are you all? Well, I'm doing very good, thank you. I'm about to finish one of my routes in Trainz A New Era. I've been working on a route for the base build challenge, which Sweater is involved with. And that is, I mean, that's almost finished. Almost. So that's very nice. And that is going to be free on the DLS. But it's made for Trainz A New Era. I'm not sure how good it will look in Tier 19. So, we'll have to see. Yes, good. My dad has corona. Oh, well, I hope that it's not too serious. Right. Should be done soon. Oh, right. I think... that's... Right, stream froze a third time. Hold on. Oh, that's unfortunate. I think that is probably on my side. That's probably on my side because... Yeah. Because if I look onto my... If I look onto... Oh, well, now it's stabilized again. Hello, V'ger. Hello. I hope that everything's okay with you. Right, so... I might be having some internet issues. I don't know. It was quite stable all of today, but it seems to be dropping out now. Like the little light on OBS in the bottom right that indicates the upload speed did go to red there for. Yeah, I think it's the internet on this side, because the upload speed did go into the red there for a couple of moments, and then it just jumped back into green. No, everything's fine, nothing's wrong, and then it just went to. I mean, now it's green, but I think that it might very quickly go back to red soon. I hope that that's not going to be the case. No, now it's in orange. Now it's in orange. Now it's down to yellow. Now it's red. That's unfortunate. 4 3s. We're buffering. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but the thing is that it keeps coming back. It's only in the red for a few moments, and then it's just back up to the normal 2600 kbs. Well, 2700 now. Yeah, we're buffering. I know. Yeah, it's the internet here, and it automatically shifted the quality down. Yeah, everything's super blurry. I can hear you. No, now, but it might go at any point. I can hear but it might go at any point. Nibboos be going maintenance at the worst time. Not gonna lie. I'm not sure if they're doing maintenance. It might be that they're doing maintenance, but it's currently raining outside, so I don't know. It was good for all of today. I had tabletop roleplay session. Yes, other players' internet in that were poor, but my internet was fine. It seems to be stable now. Okay, I think it seems to be stable now, so okay. I am going to try and switch over to this. There we are. Let's see if it works now. So, let's hope it stays there. We good now? I hope so. Although this hasn't updated over here yet. One moment, let me reload. Let's see if it works now. Okay, well now it's loaded there. So let's get started. Oh, it's not switched over. Hold on. I need to switch it over to this one. Okay. There we go. Stream title, building the MVR. Now for progress. Yes. Hopefully we'll actually be able to get to any building. And no, I don't just mean the station building. I just mean a building. Also, hey, Willis 1961. Hello, hello. Hey, yeah, I've been having a little bit of internet issues. However, it seems to be stable now. It's been good all day. It's just now that it's been dipping out for a few moments here and there. We're just starting anyway. Right, so all of this stuff here is done. For the most part anyway. And by that I mean stuff like adding traffic, invisible roads to the roads for traffic and things like that. Decided to go ahead and install Trainz in World 2 since it is free for now, and check it out. Good, good, good. Because you're not losing anything if you do it, because you can always uninstall it and then, well, there you go. Let's hope it'll work for you. Yes, I hope that too. Yeah, I tried it. Is it me or does this seem laggier than usual? Hold on, I'll change the time of day. Maybe it's the fog. I think it may have been the fog. I hit a problem in the tutorial. And had ICE related issues. Yeah, Never heard about it before. Yes, that bug. Yeah, I hadn't heard about it either. No payware. Correct layer. Here we go. Right, 17 minutes in, 55% done, the download. You must have good internet then. Because for me, that probably would take longer. Plus you're watching a stream at the same time. Wait, do I want... Yes, I do want this here. For some reason, it wasn't letting me drive the train I was supposed to drive. Could it be you went into the wrong end? Could it be you accidentally went into the wrong cab of the train? Maybe. Probably because of my performance. I don't know. Download and install. Yeah, everyone, so don't panic when the stream suddenly cuts off. Yes, if the stream suddenly cuts off, it's because my internet went offline again. No, I followed the markers. Ah, well then... I don't know. Why do you think it's because of your performance? Maybe try doing the tutorial again? I don't know. I really don't. I haven't managed to install it yet. Well, I've managed to install it like, I think 50% or so. But I've not managed to go through all yet. I had 15 to 20 FPS with all settings on low. At max. Wait, what do you mean? On low at max. What do you mean? If that doesn't work, maybe ask after games. It'd probably be the same for me. Nah, I installed the games. Okay, well, at least you've got it claimed now, so maybe when it gets fixed or something, that'll be better. Sure, it's 15 or 20. Oh, at the most. Oh, with all. Oh, I see. Max. At max. Oh, I see. Yeah. Because it was capitalized, I thought that it maybe was as a correction. But you're right, the way you interpret it makes more sense. Okay. Right. I've been doing a lot of fields as well on the other route, the one that'll be finished soon, Trainz in the Era, that I'm making for the build challenge. The base build challenge, in which you can only use built-in assets that Squidder Gaming is involved with. So that's going to be finished soon. That's going to be free on the DLS. However, it is built in Trainz in Era, so that's the only thing that it's really supposed to work for. At max or at Sam? Well, hold on. One moment. Clonk. There you go. Nice reference to Sam and Max. Yes. Max, you just decapitated the President of the United States. What's the response? You got it. Right. Okay. What did I miss? Is there anything I'm missing here? Well, except for shops, but I'll add the shops later. No, okay. So, should the fields go right up to here, or should there be other industries around this bit? That's the question. You don't get the quote since you didn't play the game. I played one of the games for a little bit. Don't know how it continues, unfortunately. I only played a bit of Sam & Max at the Road years ago. Same. Okay, I think I'm going to have... Right, I'm going to have a field that goes... I want a field that goes up to there. Well, maybe like that, maybe there. Oops, hold on. Like this. Anyway, working on that Aurora Man half track. Half track? Oh, I see, yes, track, as in the tracks. I see. How is it going? I called it the Aurora Man AMX 45. Why 45? It really looks good last time I saw it. Oh wait, AMX 35. Okay, well then why 35? Okay, now the question is, I think I do want the field to go all the way up to here. And then probably have other warehouses and stuff over here. But I do want this to be kind of the transition between the country and the city. It finished downloading and installing 235 megabits per second. Download 22.5 megabits per second up. Okay, well, congratulations. Oh, to symbolize the use of Aurora components. Okay, but why would it be 35? Like, what is the connection? Like, why is that a connection? Mainly the engine fitted to it being the Aurora XV. Oh, there we go, XV35. There we go. Wish you the best of luck with frame rates and stuff. Next gen engine. That's one of the ones that is nuclear powered, right? If I recall correctly. Was the engine designed in 2035 in the lore? I have no idea. Okay, I think I'm gonna pasture here. No, not a pastor, a pasture. Hold on. Yeah, so one here, and then I think I want a different kind of field down there in that little space there. It's not. No, that's XV35R3. I thought it was 2269. Yes, 2269 is the year in which the Star Trek game is taking place, the Tuesday one, which is after the 5-year mission has finished. So we've got all of that lore to pull on if we want to. I know I'm putting a lot of this orangey grass here, but I'm going to dab a little bit more of the darker green around. There we are. All right, the 2022 model uses the XV35, the original. Space 2020, Space 2269. Haha. The moon returns home. Dun dun dun. Alright, Shadows. Oh right, I see. Star Trek Pathos. Yes. I am so looking forward to when we actually get ready to play that. And there's been stuff going on behind the scenes as well, figuring out character details and things like that. That is going to be brilliant. At least, I hope it will. Either it'll be brilliant or it'll be a complete flop, but I think it'll be brilliant. Yeah, I more so jokingly said that. Yeah. Yes, I'm ready for that. So ready. The moon. Yes, Luna. Ta-dum, ta-da-dum. It was a man components fitted. Okay. MAN. Does it have like a beard if it has man components fitted to it? Also, I'm not entirely sure that I'd want to eat anything that was grown on this field, given how close it is to a refinery. However, to oil refinery. However, well, which gives the first 19 engine idle wine. Yeah, that's just terminology which I don't understand. I do understand idle wine, but I don't understand the reasoning behind it, and I don't know what that is, the FS19 and things like that. The one that goes... Okay, right. So. Farming Simulator 2019. Really? Have you bought it for me? Right, I would guess. It's been 30 to 35 years since I played a tabletop RPG. I downloaded their free quick start guide to help follow along and hopefully not get lost watching y'all. Aww. Well, it'll be great. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Because I've played with these players for a while. Some of them for many years. And I already know the types of antics that we get up to. It's going to be interesting to see how well it works, or how it's going to work out, given the 2-hour time slot instead of 5.5-hour time slot. But I think that's going to be for the better, to condense things down, so we don't get hung up on little details as much, which will be useful, I think. Alright, I've got to paint this bit. That's what I was missing. There we are. There we are, good. I will also need a bit more spline down here. Should I complete flop? Gna. If Kango acts like he is in Uniform Flat, that will be quite interesting. True. If he does, then yeah. Especially considering he's playing comms officer. Oh no. I mean, that would be certainly something. Well, 2 hours is quite a lot longer than your average TOS episode. Well, each TOS episode was kind of 1 hour, I think 55 minutes or something like that. Or 50 minutes, around there. So... XD. CAN-double-GO. Yes. Yeah, I saw that as well. From Discord, that fits scarily well. Scarily well. Indeed. Okay, I like this. I need the fence. Where is it? Oh no, it was back here. I thought it was perfect. Nope, not the grass. The fence, please. There we are. Save. I did, as did I even. Aha, now you're just slinging out Snagglepuss references left, right, and center. Snagglepuss was fun. If you don't know what Snagglepuss is, look up Snagglepuss. Then you will know what it is. Exit. Stage right. Yes, indeed. Okay. like that. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay. Raise off comes back. Left even raises off again. Right, so of course I want some trees in here to brighten this place up a little bit. Well, technically darken it a little bit, considering it would be brighter without the shade of the trees. But you know what I mean. What was okay, it was just the grass plant I had underneath. Good, good. Good, good. So I do already have an idea for my character. Good! I had assumed you would, because you already created your character. So I kind of assumed you would already have an idea for your character. Right. Not a crystal clear one, but a solid idea nonetheless. 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 There we are. One of those is probably right. Well, a damp, glassy one. Idea or character? I guess. Okay. How does this look? I think that's good enough, because I don't want too much fancy stuff over here, because I don't want it to detract from what's over the side. Idea, XD. Okay. I want to put in the gate. Let's put it in over here. Glassy character. I'm not gonna play a ghost. I see. Well, I think that if you played a Tholian, you could say that that's kind of glassy, because Tholians are silicon based. But playing a Tholian wouldn't really work, because of course, the lack of connection or anything that the Federation knows about them. I rewatched the YouTube archive and followed along creating character. Figuring out those values and focuses really takes some thought. Yes. It was kind of confusing at first, trying to figure out what they wanted. Yeah, it is a bit. So what the focuses do is, if you're attempting a task and a focus applies, for example, if you're trying to fix the warp drive and you've got EPS power systems as a focus, then that means your character is very well versed in that subject, knows a lot about that subject, and so that character can then that focus then applies, which means that the crit range gets increased from rolling a 1 on a die to rolling whatever the discipline is that they were using. So for example, if they're using engineering in the roll then it would get increased to whatever their character's engineering value is. And values are more meant for role-playing, but you can also use them to get a mechanical bonus if you are acting either in accordance with them or against them. You'll figure it out when we play. The one I made on Tuesday was my third ever STA character I've ever made. Fairly sure. Yeah, I think so too. The first one was Ted Triffin, the second one was Slanyulok, and the third one is the one whose name it will take me weeks to memorize. Do you know it by heart, the name? Okay, so what do I want to put in here? I guess it could just be an empty area. I think that might look best. I was thinking they kind of gave some background and helped develop your character. Yes, that too. It's both. because it does, of course, give a little bit of background on the role-playing aspect of your character, but they also have a mechanical use. It's kind of interwoven a bit, which I think is fun. Yeah, I think I'm probably just going to have this area be just grassy and not have anything else here, because this kind of land that was purchased by the refinery, but then it wasn't really used much. Maybe they thought for expansion, but then it never really grew. Something Drenlich Twazuk, I think? Was it? I think so. I always liked developing the character's backstory. Yeah, me too. Me too. In one game that I was playing as a player, and this was 2019, I was playing a bard. However, the special thing was that the bard was cursed, and the bard had to sing everything that the bard says, otherwise it's going to be very painful. And then the GM decided, okay, well, we'll incorporate that into the main plot of the campaign, because there was like a curse put on someone because of a trial that they thought someone was guilty of, and so there's someone else who's also got this curse, and you've got to, and as long as both are alive, the curse is also there, so one of them has to die for the curse to end. Unfortunately, that campaign never really got there because, well, the GM needed quite a bit of time to prepare the second act of the campaign, and by the time they would have been done, well, we couldn't really do anything anymore. But yeah. No, 1 second. Oh yeah, that was a great character. Kninsiknu, yes. Spelling might be wrong. I think it's correct. Great and adorable. Dovaya. That was the first name. Yep, I've got it memorized by heart now. Wait, did you just watch... No, surely you didn't just watch the other stream and look it up. I don't think it even was said on stream, though. Actually, no. Oh, no, you looked up the archive because I put it in the description. That's how you got it. Because I put it in the description of the YouTube video. I put in the cast, the characters' names. You probably just looked it up, and now you've done. I know what you're doing. Done and dusted. More like done and busted. I didn't. Looked on Discord. Nope, I didn't look on the archive. Okay, so you looked on Discord. I see. Forgot you put them there. But you did look it up. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. You really didn't know. I know. XD. I've already got a great story, a great plot idea for the first mission. I've had the original idea before, but now that I know what the cast is and what kind of ship it is, I've kind of changed it a little bit, of course. But when I GM, when I think of a plot, I mean, when I started GMing, I used to think everything up in meticulous detail, like, okay, the players have the option to do this. Oh, but what if they do that other thing? Oh, but what if they do this thing? Ooh. And then I was thinking, okay, well, in this instance, I would need this, and if they do that, and then trying to plan for all these eventualities, and then the players did other stuff, of course, that I couldn't plan for, and then I had to improvise anyway. So I quickly abandoned that way of GMing, and now it's more like, okay, I have several specific scenes in mind, or situations that I would like to place the players in, and at least one outcome, so one way of solving the situation, so that I know that it is solvable, in most cases at least, and then I just throw the players in the situation and the rest is improvised. Well, except for NPCs and things like that, obviously, that need prep. But most of it is going to be improvised. Which isn't to say that I don't make notes, because I do actually make notes, GM notes, because especially in Star Trek, it can get quite a lot of things that get mentioned. And now that we actually have a player who does take notes, which we didn't have the first few years of the previous Star Trek game, now that we actually do have a player who takes notes, it is another step more important that continuity is there, because now it's going to be even more obvious if it isn't there. The screenshot you made where you spelled rogue as rouge. I see. Is it involving tribbles? No, probably not. Probably not. This is Captain Name Pending on the Starship Pathos. Yes. Actually, she does have a name now. She does have a name for the character now, but, well, she didn't in episode 0, so, in session 0, so we don't have a name there. Yes, do you remember that Star Trek Voyager audition with the cast of Frasier? Ha! Yes, I do. That's poof. That was funny. I'd imagine the gameplay might go a bit like that. Well, maybe not. Well, maybe it will. Maybe it will. That'll be funny if it did. Also, one thing is that even though I will try to keep to the pre-established lore as much as possible, I am, of course, going to add to it, and in some cases maybe tweak it a little bit, so that, because this is, after all, a universe in which our crew exists. So, for example, with the Tholians, there's not a whole lot of information known. So, if from a mechanical point of view, if it's better, what I'm saying is that the world will be consistent to itself, and of course, as much as possible, consistent to the series as well. But there may be some things where it isn't very clear, or where the series is contradictory, because there are actually quite a few situations where the original series is contradictory to itself. For example, with warp speeds, because there's in one episode, it's like they're going to go to warp 7. Oh, warp 7. Then when Kirk says warp 8, it's like, oh, warp 8. Yes, sir. Of course, yes, warp 8. And then later on, it goes much faster than that, and distances. So when there is a clear continuity, I will keep to it. But when it's more nebulous, then, well, I imagine if you're playing /jamming multiple games, it could get confusing keeping things that happen straight between the games. Well, yeah, that is another point. But the two games are... this game is set in the original era, and the other one is set during DS9 time. So, kind of during the Dominion War. Which means that it's gonna... I'd say it's not going to be that big of an issue. I say that now, but... yeah. This is an example of the whine you'll hear when the AMX 35 is idling. Skip to about half. Okay, I'll listen to that. One moment. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good, thank you. Now I can better imagine what you meant. I imagine if... Alright, already read that. Alright, I think I actually remember that engine sound, or a very similar sounding one, from FS11, Power Simulator 11. That's that's that audition. Yeah, it's a spoof. That is quite funny. It is really quite funny. It's been a while since I last saw that. And the funny thing is that the actor who played Frasier, what was his name? Kelsey Grammer, I think. I may be misremembering. Anyway, the actor who played Frasier in the Frasier series, he actually did play a captain in Star Trek, which is in the episode where the TNG episode where they're stuck in the time loop, because there's a Miranda class ship that keeps appearing out of nowhere and ramming into the Enterprise nacelle, causing the core to breach. And then they go back in time, and they slowly start to remember or notice that they're in a loop and start predicting things and things like that, where they signal the 3 into Data's mind. So, because they've had the choice between either doing the shuttle bay thing, venting the shuttle bays to try to push the ship out of the way, or do the tractor beam. And then 3 was, of course, referring to the pips on Commander Riker's collar, so that his idea was the one that would actually work. Yeah, and in that episode, he played the captain of that other vessel. I forget what the episode is called. That's a bit too much back there. Hold on. There we are. Kelsey Grammer, yes. Crispy Graham Cracker? No. I think that's a Doctor Who character that you're referring to. I vaguely remember that one. Yeah, it was actually a good episode. Shadows, captain of the Miranda class, yes. Well, I'm not sure. I think it was a Soyuz class, actually. Same. It was actually quite a good episode, because of the way that they're slowly starting to remember things, and each time they're doing it a little bit quicker before they get there. And then, hold on, let me see if I can figure out what it's called. I think it's in season 5. Star Trekkin' Across the Universe. No, sorry, Star Trek TNG season, or maybe it was 6. Season 6. No, I think it was season 5 episodes. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. It was Cause and Effect. There we go. The episode name was Cause and Effect. There's the IMDb page. Hold on. It was season 5. There we are. Right. Same. Wasn't that ship ramming them inside of Nebula? No. It was a spatial temporal anomaly that it came out of, and it came out too fast. They didn't have the time to get out of the way, and so it rammed them. I remember a shot of a Miranda class coming into view out of a nebula. You may be thinking of Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Never mind then. Okay, I won't mind then. Okay. Placing a few more, dun 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 dun. Just placing a few more. I do need to make a German map at some point in Trainz. And I mean one that's not just a tiny... Because the Pilsbergbahn mountain railway map, which I made for my 100th live stream, Trainz live stream, I mean, that was set in Germany, but it was much more fictional. For example, it had quite a few Japanese elements in it as well, because it was using a Japanese train, was using Japanese buildings, a lot of them, things like that. But yeah, making an actual proper German map could be quite fun. Saw Michael Dorn at a convention once years ago. The man is hilarious, telling stories from the set. Could have been a stand-up comedian. Yeah, it sounds that sounds fun. And I know that I know that from interviews that Michael Dorn is actually a very kind individual, because when he came onto DS9, there were apparently fears among the cast that the studios didn't have faith in them, bringing a character from the beloved TNG over. But then, of course, when Michael Dorn showed up, and it was explained why they were doing that, to bring in the Klingon story and all of that, then they immediately fell in love with the actor as well. Not very Worf-like in real life. Yeah, but that's the mark of a good actor. And actually, if you haven't seen Deep Space Nine, or at least not very much of it, but there's an episode of Deep Space Nine where Sisko, the commander, where Sisko is kind of flipping back and forth between his normal himself and someone who's living on Earth in like the 1950s, I think. A writer, a TV writer, 1950s. I think it's TV, yeah, or maybe it's comic. I think it's TV. Actually, it might be comic. I don't know. But anyway, a writer, author. And in that other, what is at first assumed to be an illusion, we find out that he is actually writing DS9 in universe. So he's the one who's writing DS9, and all of the other cast are there as well. Of course, without any of their makeup on. So you can see the actor, forget his name, who played Quark, Zimmerman? No. I don't. Maybe it was. I don't know. The actor who played Quark, for example, without all of his makeup and stuff, and Kira and Odo as well, and also Michael Dorn. And he gets to play a very different role there, which I think must have been refreshing for him as an actor, being able to branch out within that as well. And the episode actually ends in an interesting way. I don't want to spoil it, because DS9 is very, very good. And if you are going to watch it, I do highly suggest you watch it yourself, because that episode does kind of... a lot of it does depend on you not knowing what's the truth and what isn't. What's real and what isn't, I mean. There we go. Alright. That is nice. Alright, before that. Like a big teddy bear. On Vulcan, teddy bears have 6-inch long have 6-inch fangs. A teddy bear, Spock. A teddy bear. On Vulcan, the teddy bears are live, and they have 6-inch fangs. If you get the reference. 2, it's a reference to Journey to Babel. Or Babel. I'm not sure how. Because Babylon, so it's Tower of Babel. So it would be Journey to Babel, but it might be Journey to Babel. I don't know. Spoilers. In that spoof, it starts out with Janeway giving a captain's log, very much in the way you'd find an actual episode, and then the first officer, who in Frasier is Michael Crane, Martin Crane, interrupts her, going, "Are you gonna fly this thing, or are you just gonna yak, yak, yak?" Yes. That is nice. Armin Shimmerman. So it was, I thought Zimmerman, but Shimmerman, there we go. It was something like that. Quark. I'll have to binge watch it one of these days. Well, if you can binge watch it in one day, that will be impressive. But yeah, it is definitely very much worth it, because on DS9 they're stationary, pun intended, they do have a lot more story arcs, and it's so much more character driven rather than situation driven, a lot of it, which means that you get some of the best character driven stories in that. It's great. Trainz, haha, Sailot? Teddy Sailot? Yes. If you do, have fun. I remember it showed it on an episode of TAS. Yes, of an episode of the animated series, the one where Spock goes back in time with the Guardian of Forever, because to prevent himself from dying. We see the teddy bear that he had, the Sailot. And actually a lot of those scripts for the animated series were scripts they had left over from the original series. So, yeah. Another quite good one from the animated series, actually, I think it's called the Slaver Weapon. Which is actually, I think, the only time we see an actual character die in the animated series. I think so, at least. Because obviously the animated series was aimed more at children, they didn't really want to put that in that much, but I could be mistaken, but I think it's the only time we see that in there. Oh, a quark is a fundamental constituent of matter. Quark is a fundamental constituent of matter. Yeah, I haven't sung that song in a long time. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Also, anyone up for VC today? Well, maybe, but I don't really want to tax the internet anymore than I have to at the moment. Because it's been quite good. And I don't really want to mess with it too much. Up, down, strange charm, top, bottom. Doesn't matter, you still got him. And all that, yes. If you don't know what it doesn't matter, you still got him. Or yeah, it's by Hank Green, I think. Song. Who did SciShow? Maybe still does. I don't know. I think he got joined with PBS at some point. Well, yes. Viet Cong, Victoria Cross. Why do you mean? Hungry, yeah, YouTube channel name, Vlog Brothers, yes. Why do you mean Viet Cong Victoria Cross? VC. Oh, VC, of course. You are clever. This. Yes, that's probably a link to the correct thing. Oh, right. Okay, let's see. So, Kangafango and Willis 1961, what do you think the average number of godlike entities is going to be per episode of Star Trek Pathos? Star Trek Adventures Pathos, or whatever it's called. The show, I mean, if we are calling that. Because in the original series, they did encounter quite a few of those, didn't they? Like in some episodes, we've got like 3 in a row that have some godlike being that shows up. Yes, it's that song. No, not that song, but it is the song I was referring to before. 42. Of course, 42. Of course. And totally mean? No, I mean average per episode. So if we were to count every single episode of that series, the Star Trek Pathos, that is what we're calling it, then I was just calling it Star Trek Live Adventures, but I guess we should probably name it after the ship. Although if the ship gets destroyed some point, then... Oh, 0.4? Which means that you reckon that a bit more than every 2 episodes we are going to statistically run into one? Is that what you mean? That just over every 2 episodes we're going to run into one. Realistically? Well, that's going to be interesting. 0.2? Well, I don't know. You're not trying to guess the correct number here. I'm just asking you what you think it might be. Oh, Star Trek pathos. Star Trek pathos A, Star Trek pathos B, Star Trek pathos C. Ah, I see. I see. We could do that, but usually, well, what we've done in the other game is that when we make a new ship, we also usually come up with a new name, not just the same name with another letter on it, just to kind of make it feel like, okay, this is another chapter, this is a different vessel, different things. Because from a role-playing point of view, I think it's more fun that way, because that way it almost feels like it's a new series, a bit with the same characters, yeah, but it's not just a continuation, it's not just the same ship with a different design. From a role-playing point of view, I mean. Gotcha. Yeah. I'm not sure, though. If our ship does end up getting destroyed, would we really leave its name? But yeah. True. It's a trick question. You're the GM. You will win because you can decide how many there will be. Haha. Well, perhaps. Oh! Or maybe I'm secretly asking for what you want there to be. So you want 42 per episode on average? I mean, that can be that can be doable and done. Dun. Just watch out for those giant green hands that float around in space. Will the captain, at the start of every episode, apart from the first one, do a captain's log recapping the previous session? Gotta stay tuned for the show, right? Well, that would be nice. And I mean, she might do it. I'm not sure. It's something I'll have to take up with her. Because the captain's log usually doesn't only recap what happened previously. It more so recaps what happened off screen that establishes the situation. Like Stardate something, Captain's Log. The Enterprise has been called to Outpost 368-G, where a mysterious vanishing has occurred. All of the colony's children have vanished, and there have been mysterious ship sightings in the area. What we will find here, we do not know. However, since entering the sector, we have been running under yellow alert. And then we go into the bridge, Kirk comes on, sits down, and says, "Sir, we're approaching the system." And then, yes, "Mrs. Spock, give me a sensor scan." And then all of that. But so it's usually more of an establishing thing to what the session, the episode has, basically what we've missed, what happened off stream. An establishment. Not an establishment, but an establishing thing. Say that 5 times fast. Establishing thing. establishing thing, establishing thing, establishing thing, establishing thing, establishing thing, establishing thing. There we are. Right. Actually, if the ship was unlucky enough to get destroyed, would you really want to name your next ship the same? True. Yes. No, that's the thing. That sounded bang on accurate. Is that from an actual episode? No. No. It wasn't smooth enough to be from an actual episode. Oh yes, you managed to type it 5 times. Congratulations. Yes, seagull, I can hear you. There was a seagull out there. Oops, not that one, this one. Well, copy and paste it. Oh, that's even more work then for you, if you copy and pasted it only. Dun, 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 dun. I'm actually really glad that the players chose a Constitution class starship, because of course it's the classic, and that is going to really give the original series vibes. Yes. Dun da dum da dum da dum dum dun da dum 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 dum. I always want to go into the Mission Impossible theme of dun da dun da dun da dun dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da dun da dun, but no, it's a dun da dun 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 da dun. It's like the Star Trek thing, the Star Trek music. I think those are too many bushes there. Yeah, I'll delete some of them. It's too many. Don't tell Slovak Eagle what I'm doing. I think this over here just looks a bit too uniform. I'm gonna need some other grasses in here as well, I think. One, two, three, four. Okay, there we go. Typed it 5 times. Does Hermes TOS Miranda not emit TOS vibes? Yes, it does, but not as much. Stardate 1609.9. The damn replicators have been malfunctioning and adding extra garlic every meal. The crew have begun morphing into short, fat Italian mafiosos, threatening to shake down every starbase in the sector. Ah, you made a critical error. You made a critical error, Willis 1961. In the original series, they did not have replicators. They had food synthesizers, which is what those little colored cubes were that they were eating a lot. Which is, they've got supplies, food stores of basic food constituents that the computer puts together. But that's physically mixed together. Those aren't replicators. And because if you remember, they've also got those cards that they put in, and then, for example, with the ice cream, where the episode and the children shall lead or something like that, I think it was called, when Nurse Chapel was trying to deal with the kids. And she was giving them all ice cream. She said, okay, she had those little tapes, little cards. There's, okay, well, you can choose your flavor and you can have them. And then they went over and they got one. They went over, got one. And then the last one was coconut and vanilla, I think. And the kid was disappointed because the 2 flavors had the same color. And then Nurse Chapel said that sometimes in life you've got good surprises and bad surprises, and that was your bad surprise. They both had the same color. Which means that she can't just replicate another one, because also the way the shutters close, and also with the tribbles. I mean, the tribbles are the most obvious reason behind why they're not replicators, because when Kirk orders his coffee and I think chicken sandwich, I think it was, there are tribbles in the food. If the food was replicated, then there would be no tribbles in there. So on the Enterprise, the food must be stored, either the cubes, which are synthesized, or the actual foodstuffs are stores. They're stored on board. And I think also in another episode, it's like stated that the Enterprise has enough food and supplies on board to last 5 years in deep space without resupplying, basically. Which means that, yes, they do have this. Additionally, in Star Trek 6, even in Star Trek 6, which is set like, what, 30, 40 years after? I think, somewhere around there, like 30 years or so. Valeris, the Romulan spy who acts Vulcan, when they're searching for those boots, they actually go into a kitchen and search everything in there as well. And then Chekhov says, why not simply vaporize them? Yeah? And then Valeris takes out a phaser from one of the wall panels, takes out a phaser, and vaporizes one of those pots that was being cooked in to demonstrate that the alarms go off. Yeah? You can't just vaporize something with a phaser on a starship without the alarms going off. So, and that was taking place in a kitchen, which means that even then, we've got kitchens. Which there is a little bit of a continuity issue there, because if you go into Star Trek Enterprise, so NX-01, then you do have replicators there. Very basic ones, because I know, for example, Trip Tucker, complaining that his tomato soup doesn't taste very good, is the replicated one, means that yes, they do have replicators there. But then, of course, you've also got those little shelves almost there in Star Trek Enterprise, where, like with a cake, for example, where you've got like all the some different food items there for people to take out and eat, which would suggest that those food items were actually prepared by hand for them to then be stored there for people to take out and eat. So maybe they did have replicators, but then in TOS they've got synthesizers, no replicators. And then you've got a Voyager episode in which Janeway is talking with Harry Kim, and then Janeway was saying that she would have loved. Harry is saying that at his time in the academy, he was fascinated by what it was like back then in the original series era with Kirk and stuff. So one of the things that's mentioned is back then no replicators. So no replicators, no holodecks. And yes, the holodecks is debatable because in the animated series we do see them using a recreational room, which is basically a holodeck. So yeah, this is one of these pieces of information, these points where you can't keep to continuity because continuity can't keep to itself. So that's why I'm going with what was shown in the actual series. So I'm going to say no, you don't have replicators. That's not been invented yet. But you do have food synthesizers which can synthesize protein-rich synthetic foods, or you've got the kitchen and food that's been prepared by hand from the stores, the ship's food stores. And also, when in Star Trek the original series, when they have to make disguises because they're going down to a planet and they want to blend in, Kirk does several times say that, okay, get in touch with the ship's, whatever it was, I forget exactly, basically the clothes department. I forget what it's called. But yeah, get in touch with them and order X amount of clothes that fit in this specific time period. For example, when they're going back in time, which means they can't just replicate the clothes. They have to actually tailor, there we go, tailor, to actually be made. And so, yeah, I'm going to say no, you don't have replicators. I'd say even the Daedalus emits those, despite being much older. Haha, yeah. Music. Ha! In my mind, I read that in McCoy's voice. Haha. Well, true. It is a bit grumpy, so... Food replicators. Those cubes, haha. What food did they have on NX-01? Yeah, that's the thing. Garlic ice cream. Garlic coffee. Well, ginger ice cream is quite nice. So maybe garlic ice cream wouldn't be that bad either. The tribbles were in the machinery and jumped onto the food as soon as it appeared in the slot. Well, then why does Scotty or whoever say that they've gotten into the stores? Yeah? They're fuzzy... they're fuzzy, the fuzzy, No food on the NX-01. They had to go the drive-through. They had to go to this drive-through at the starbase. Haha. Yeah. Ah, no one noticed me. Oh, hello, Chris. Now I noticed you. No, I did notice you before, but I was kind of in the middle of something. Hello, how are you? Wrongo, hello. You're overthinking again. Yes, I do tend to do that a bit. Hello. Sure is. Maybe the replicators were a joint invention between the United Earth and Vulcans, and that's why the NX-01 had an early prototype replicator. Well, I can see that, but then why wouldn't you have them in the TOS era? It's the same thing with the holographic technology in Star Trek Discovery, for example. How are you? Good, good. Just try and not be the only one with a Pentium processor. What do you mean? What is a Pentium processor? What do you mean by that? Oh, right, I see, it's the thing, I see. My PC is so old, it can't handle that much. Oh, will we have disguises in STP? Star Trek Pathos? It's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun, yeah, I agree. Only till Intel Core i3. I see. Ginger ice cream, yeah. It was hell when they rolled down the window in the drive-thru. Oh yeah, the airlock, and then they did get the food through, but then they didn't close the airlock, and it all got sucked out into space again. Well, pushed out into space again. Yeah. Kirk pulls up the Starbase drive-thru. Regular, please. XT. 80. Yes. 80586. Never had ginger ice cream. It's nice. Unfortunately, I only had the opportunity to have it a few times before they stopped making it, but it was quite nice. Yeah, ginger ice cream is quite nice. Surprisingly, though, I have years back. Right. So what are we actually doing here? I think this is okay. I think we need a few of these shrubs as well to kind of just fill it out a little bit down there. Is it me, or does the shading look different on these bushes than it did previously? It just looks a bit darker. But I had cappuccino milkshake. Okay. Ginger ale and ginger beer. Okay. Ginger ale, ginger beer, and ginger ice cream. On top of that, just a whole ginger root there. You can stir your ale with. No, I think I like it better this way. It's such a it's so cozy out there because it is raining. It's quite warm, as you can see, quite warm. It's raining and the streetlights are on and reflecting on the road back there. And the sky is getting dark. It's like twilight outside. The sky is a very a dark greyish purple. Well, not that dark. A little bit dark. It's dark enough for everything to be twilight. But because the sky is this purplish color, everything else is also illuminated purple, which is very nice. And even though those lights there aren't the Sodium, the very orange sodium lights. They are a little bit orange, which does give it a little bit of a warm feel, but I do like the older ones, the very orange ones. Anyway, and a side of pickled ginger. Yes, XDD. Short eyes. Maybe something went wrong with the early replicator prototype on the NX-01 off-screen, and that Vulcans said they would develop the technology further, and they were still in the process of developing it in TOS era. Well, in that time, the Vulcans were already part of the United Federation of Planets, so no, it's just a continuity issue. It's fine, you can accept it as a continuity issue. It's good, the more things fit together, the better. But with a franchise as big as this, you kind of have to accept that there are going to be continuity issues. And then you just have to continue, either in a role-playing game, the GM can override that. For example, saying, okay, in the TOS era, no, that you didn't have replicators. And in the Enterprise era, you also didn't have them. Even though that does contradict what's on screen, it is its own series, and you can kind of get away with that continuity there if you can make it yourself. But, well. Speaking of garlic, Japan made a garlic Coke, but not in Coke's brand, of course. Okay. This is the one I had. They don't make it anymore. The early one used too much power. They had to choose between food or fresh air. I mean, yeah, you can rationalize it away like that. Like saying, okay, they did have that, but then why would they install it on the NX if they, like, maybe they just want to pack it with all the fancy new tech, but then they realized that actually, no, it wasn't that good of an idea. The thing is, on star bases, you don't get replicators either in the original series. So, because in the original series, they've also have to ship, a lot of the things is they ship grain to different worlds. Like, for example, in the Trouble with Tribbles episode, they're shipping, well, they're shipping quadrotetracale to a colony which needs it to survive. If they had replicator technology, even if it was needing of so much power, why wouldn't they just give a single replicator to a colony if they would all starve if they don't get enough food? So, yeah, it's just... Oh, is the internet still holding? I'm not sure. In 1966, they imagined a lot of future tech, but not everything that they came up with over the years. Yes, and it makes sense. It does make sense. You've got TOS, where you don't have replicators, and they've got TNG, where they are kind of a beginning. And even in TNG, in the first episodes, a lot of those people there are also surprised by replicators and how those work. Because a lot of them don't know that, like, it's a new invention, which makes sense. It's just then when Enterprise went back basically in the past, and then retroactively altered that, because I get it, it's an iconic Star Trek piece of technology, they wanted to have it in there. But, yeah. Is that an abandoned handbag factory? What do you mean? And hello, Mr. Snipes. Maybe the earlier replicators had a high malfunction rate and the food was even toxic. Well, that would make sense, yeah? That there was a side effect to the technology that they just didn't have the means to realize, but when it was realized, it meant that they were banned. For food, at least. And the thing about the ship having a ship's tailor, or another example with Charlie X, in the episode with Charlie X, Charlie presents Yeoman Rand, with a little bottle of perfume, and then she says, "Oh, I didn't think the ship had any of this in its stores," as though there weren't any replicators there. And you do get little bits of that where you think, okay, well, if it was toxic, the stuff, well, maybe, but with clothes, really? Okay, well, maybe there was a form of radiation in the things that were produced that they just didn't know about back then, that they had no way of perceiving, and that's why they were banned. and then that was fixed later on. So you could invent a reason for that, and that could be interesting. Objective: deliver a load of grain to Balos 2. Your trailer is waiting for you in your garage in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, like early transporters were only for inanimate objects. Yeah, but we know from several examples in the original series that clothes and perfume and other things aren't, basically. They aren't. They need to be manufactured or stored in the ship's stores. Replicator popcorn just wasn't popped enough, and there were too many kernels in the bottom of the bowl, causing Federation-wide outrage. Yes, that is the reason. That's why replicators were banned. It makes perfect sense. Hello, you are very orange today, my good sir, if I do must say so myself. For me, you're red. Shades, do you see the sniper's first message? Is that an abandoned handbag factory? That one, you mean? Yes, I did see that. The one about the handbag factory. Yes, I did see. No, it's part of the... Oh wait, this. Yes, this is an abandoned handbag factory. But no, this isn't. Ah. Yes, now that's been cleared up, good. Good. I don't want to put too much detail there because, of course, I want to have stuff there. So, although I think that's good. It did take a while to only make this little bit. But it's been a while since we made these types of fields. And we also figured out what we want to put here in the first place. Okay, so let's see, what types of stuff? Not even any bots watching now. Ooh. Right, so actually, you know what? Let's put in this little this overpass. Underpass? What would overpass? For this, basically. Yes, let's just put this in because we will need this when we make the roads for whatever we want to have on this side. Actually, we might have a grade crossing here. Although it is on a slope and that wouldn't really work that well. Well, I suppose we can test it. As the GM, it is your responsibility, nay, your duty, to plausibly determine why we do not have replicators in Star Trek. I've just realized something. In Star Trek Pathos, if you type it like that, ST:P, it looks like it's the emoji that's sticking its tongue out at you. Our own Star Trek series, tablet roleplay Star Trek series, if typed out in that proper way, is literally sticking its tongue out at you. Yes, that one. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, that's what I meant. See, the hilarity has already begun. I mean, I guess, actually, one plausible way of describing why you don't have that tech might be something similar to the later cloaking technology, because perhaps they do have the tech, but maybe there was some sort of... Because we know that there was a Romulan war in Star Trek Enterprise, well, after Star Trek Enterprise. So maybe one of the conditions under which that war was ended was that the Federation couldn't use replicator technology because that would give their colonies too big of an advantage. And that was one of the conditions for the Romulan Earth War to end, which would later be repeated with the cloaking technology, where they say, okay, we can't have any cloaking technology, and thus the war was ended. So it could be something like that, so that it's not for technical reasons, but rather political reasons. What do you think of that? Right, XDDD, yes. Right, I'm clipping this. Go ahead. All together now. C-A-N-double-G-O. C-A-N-double-G-O. Yes, Kango. Shipping companies were outraged and said it would ruin the industry if they didn't have to transport food and goods anymore. Well, that is also an option, because in the original series there definitely was still money everywhere. Because that's only a later thing. They stopped using money in the motion pictures and things. Because, for example, Uhura was asking how much it would be to buy a tribble, for example. And there are other references to that as well. Chance it. No, I hated that reasoning for no cloaks. Okay, well, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't even have to be explained. But... I mean, I guess that the items produced a form of radiation which was dangerous, that they just didn't have the ability to detect in the Star Trek Enterprise time. That could work. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. No, it doesn't work like that. I'm going to have to... the chefs' union protested that they would lose all their jobs. Well, maybe. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of a trick here with like that. Then move that. Nope, not like that. Like this, then move that over that. Keep that smooth bank. That smooth turn. There we are. I've got an idea for the replicators thing. Oh, go ahead. Coffee, black, Earl Grey, hot, would be lost to us. You're right, they would. Charlize, just post the clip in Admiral chat. Okay. I'm sure they're going to enjoy that. Thank you very much. Coffee. There's coffee in that nebula. No, sorry. There's coffee in that nebula. The cows complained that synth beef was not as good as real beef. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, I mean, that would only happen in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Okay, let's see. I think this will work. Although this will need to be lowered a bit as well. Actually, hold on, I want to get the ruler again. The vertical one. Feet? I think feet. I think it was like 12 feet or something. Hold on. Bum 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 ba da 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 dum 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 dum. Okay, so we need to lower this down significantly. A little bit more. Well, I guess maybe 15 feet might be good for clearance. Remember, that one is low clearance, so this one should be greater for other oversized vehicles. Yes. So like maybe 15 feet, would that be reasonable? At least 16 feet. Okay, well, a little bit more then. I hope this is actually placed in the center of it. It should be. Yeah, it's at the center there. Okay, that's 15, 16 and 16 and a smidge. Synthahol is an interesting one. Why not just enjoy a nice juice if you aren't trying to get drunk? Well, that is interesting. Maybe people like the idea. Like it's maybe it's a romantic thing where I mean romantic as in the scene, not with someone else. I mean like just someone sitting over by the bar with a glass of alcohol in their hand is a romantic idea, like culturally speaking. And it wouldn't just be the same thing with, for example, prune juice. Yes, I know it's a warrior's drink, but it wouldn't be the same. So what is that height? Hold on. Negative 2.61. Okay. Uh, 16.4. Okay, good. Also, this might be a bit of an issue, considering it's literally in the middle of it. Although, like this, it would work. Although I will have to move this down a little bit for it to not poke through, unfortunately. Okay, I will have to fix that slightly. But juice tasted for superior. But juice tasted far superior to whatever is put into a cocktail to cover up the alcohol taste. Yeah, I mean, I don't like alcohol myself, but I'm just thinking about that. Wine and grape juice have different flavors. A nice Islay Scotch has a very distinct flavor of its own. Well, probably does. Probably does. Far superior. Yes, I did read it as far superior. The last time I tried to read it. Oh, that's the wrong road. Isla? Oh, it's an L, of course. Isla, that makes sense. Isla. La, yes, Isla. I've got it, thank you. Come on, get the... There we are. Isla, yes, L, I know. I've got it, it's Twitch delay. And then just for fun, you'd keep pointing that out for like 2 hours, even though by that time the stream's already gone. Like typing it in chat even though there's no one there. Islanders. Oh. Not too happy with that poking through there. I think it lowered a little bit more. Like that might be better. Okay, so how much do we have here in terms of clearance? Well, actually, it doesn't start from the very bottom. So we've got like 15, 16, 17, 18, well, actually pretty much 19 foot clearance there. That's good. Oh, look, an actual car. Right. Isla Scotch. Yes. There we are. Okay, that works well. Good, good. Actually, does it? Does it? I think it does. Yes. Yes, it does. Good. Right, let's grab the fence. I know you're still a bit on the fence about it, but it's fine, I think. Oh. Five people watching. Hello, 5 people. It is really raining out there. Which way around did that need to go? Does it matter? I don't think it matters for this one. Okay. Hello, other 4 people. Right, so that's good. Back in my day, we used to just rub the crumbs off our shirts with our hands, not of this sticky roller nonsense. I see. None, yes, none of this sticky roller nonsense. Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard of that, but I've never used one. None, not. Yes, I'm aware. Thank you, how are you? Okay. Ooh, I want the little staircase going up there as well. Okay. What would look like just not like that? Just going up there. Looks a bit wonky. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Kind of like that. I think that looks a little reasonable. And then I need to get the path. There we are. CL path 02. Well, back in my day, lick the crumbs off our fingers. None of this wipe your hands on your shirt nonsense. Dang whippersnappers. Well, back in my day, we didn't even have shirts for us to get crumbs onto. That's the logical continuation of that, I think. Get off my lawn! Get off my lawn! Yeah. Okay. Right, actually, can we... I didn't put any signals here yet on the main line. Would there... Do I have a gantry? I'm not sure that I have a gantry big enough. In grade 4, Cheeto Finger... In grade 4, Cheeto Finger marks on a white shirt was a badge of honor. I see. Wait, 2H, 1H. What's the difference? Oh, I see. That's that's fine. Let's see. How much space would that give me to get across? Surprisingly enough, because we need to get across the right. Yeah, it is 3. Okay, so actually we can do that properly here. Okay. Right, what's the height on this one? The height on this one is negative 0.75. Why is there a stairway up to the tracks? I would think they want to keep people off the tracks. Because of the signals. Because it's easier for maintenance and things to get up there. It's the same thing as over here. It's actually, I'm not sure if it's like that realistic for the USA, but here in the UK, if there's a track on embankment and there are signals somewhere, then you've often got a little staircase going up the embankment to get there. Might put a little fence gate or something around it. Oh right, I want to get the signals. Hold on. Willis, there's actually one like it near where I live, but there's a locked door at the bottom. Maintenance would probably show up in a high rail truck. What do you mean high rail truck? Oh, is this on the correct thing? I'm not sure if it is. I think it is. Okay, I'll read that in a moment. That looks interesting. Oh, you must have spent a long time typing that. That. Even in the 60s/50s, because this may have been built much earlier. I mean, this may have been built in the 40s or 30s or something like that. And then now it's the 50s/60s, so I don't know. But we've got this, like, here where I live, we've got this. Right. So, tests with the near first replicator prototype developed by United Earth had just been concluded, with the results of being surprisingly functional and the food being moderately good. Then, after all of Star Trek Enterprise happened, the replicated food for an admiral at first contact meeting with some new species was bad. Very bad. See, the admiral always liked his pineapple olive salad cold and marinated in apple vinegar. He was in the middle of talking, and he was just saying, "And we're very delighted to have met your species. Now, on behalf of United Earth," and then it hit him. The whole thing tasted horrible. Horrible. Admiral ended up spitting the whole food out, which somewhat severely wounded relations with the newly discovered species. Being understandably furious at the next day, the Admiral ordered all replicators of United Earth ships to be uninstalled until the technology is actually operational. So, of course, in the TOS era, replicators weren't a thing. And then, right before the TNG era, replicators technology was finally finalized and installed throughout the Federation vessels. Well, perhaps. Gordon the Ham was famously the first pig cooked by a replicator, so the computer could get the flavor algorithm down. They would have had Peters back then, I'd say. Draisines and such like. Yes, they had them back then. Had just been, yeah. Well, I like the staircase. It gives a little bit more detail. Aww. Okay, now I want to have another couple of signals over here. Well, 3 signals over here. Meep meep, I know. The car just beeped its horn because it's stuck at the crossing, because the bug is still here, where they don't go over. But then it may be gone in Service Pack 3, which I still have been unable to upgrade to, unfortunately. Meep meep, yes. Wow, it's pouring down where I am. Yeah, it is. Well, not in this room, but outside. Oh, I thought you'd forgotten to turn the shower tap off. Rookie mistake that. Very rookie mistake that. Okay. I may change out some of these signals when I do the pass, because there are some signals on this main line that are broken, that don't work correctly, that for some reason show a restricting aspect, even though they shouldn't. So at some point I will have to go through and have a look at all of them to see if they all work properly, but I'll do that later. Raining here too, standard summer afternoon in Florida. Well, but it's nice to have rain when it's so hot, isn't it? We can't hear the game, I'm pretty sure. Yes, you can't. I wonder what the replicator would make if you asked for Scooby snacks to give to your pet dog. Well, either it might say, the pattern you have requested is not recognized. Or it would say, please provide pattern. Or it would say, nothing, and would just replicate it. Scooby snacks, Captain? Command unrecognized. I like this bridge. It looks like there's a lot of traffic on top and below. Wasn't that the first thing Captain Archer programmed into the replicator? Of course it was. No, those were cheesy Scooby snacks. Zoinks! It's so nice, the rain out there. Right, so what do we do now? What do we do now? Well, I suppose we might as well make this crossing actually functional. It's been a while since we made a crossing. Like, let's get out of here, Scoob. I don't know. It may be different. Like, let's get out of here, Scoob. It's been a while since I've seen any of it. Right, so let's just put 2 on for safety's sake. And I need the things, these ones, yes. I just couldn't fathom programming a computer to make cheesies. I love the thought though. I see. His voice was very voice cracky. Like that? I don't remember. It's been like, what, 7 years since I've seen that? Well... Well. Let's have a quick look over here, actually. Over here, yes. Where? Oh, I've only placed the crossbucks here. Well, no, I do want the actual gated crossings. Oh! Star Trek Porthos! The ship is named after the first dog in Starfleet. I think that some Star Trek fans would have issue with that, because Porthos is, for some reason, not very well liked by some people. I mean, people like different things and they don't, but for some people don't really like Porthos that much. So the old cartoons from the 60s are the accurate representation. You mean the animated series, Star Trek the animated series? That's the tech that Starfleet actually has there. Is that what you mean? Or what do you mean? Actually, which crossing? Hold on, Xing or X? Just X. Okay, we've got X. Wait, why do we have 100 and 200? What? No, this is 006. X006 and 1. X006 and 2. X006 and 3. X006 and 4. X006 and 5. Now wait, does this actually recognize everything? I may need to reload it for it to actually work. Okay, well, let's do like 200 meters either way. And this one needs to... is closing and then stop. Yes, that's what I wanted. Let's save and exit and go back in to see if it's actually going to work correctly. Scooby-Doo. Oh, Scooby-Doo. I thought we were still talking about the replicators. Those people aren't worth wasting time on. Porthos. No, that's not fair. That totally goes against the spirit of Star Trek. Saying those people aren't worth wasting time on because they don't like this thing. But no, yeah, I liked Porthos. Porthos brought a lot of comedy into the show, and it also was a nice... It made it feel like it was actually a prequel, like it was before the TOS. It felt I think it added a lot personally. That's Shaggy's voice. Not all voice actors voiced him the same. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it. Okay. Yeah, I remember now. But I still need to listen to it a bit more to be able to mimic it. Let's see, does it recognize them? Yes, there we go. 1, 2, 3, there's 4 and 5. Okay, so let's have a quick little look and see if it actually does work. It should. I know you won't be able to hear it, but that's fine. We're only testing it. Right. The biggest wig in the Admiralty sounds fitting for like a 1750s naval comedy. Yeah. I believe that's from the original show, not from the newer ones, but I could be mistaken. It made it more personal, made Archer more human. Yes. And it was also nice having T'Pol there to react to Porthos, because of course the thing with the smell is introduced, and that difference that also made her more alien. True. Yes. Guy going out into space for who knows how long couldn't leave his faithful dog behind. Very true. Okay. So let's just go. Pitter patter, pitter patter. Yes, the rain is nice. And it aggravated the Vulcans, was a plus. Yeah. Wait, what happened? Wait, did it derail? Wait. Wait. I did... Hold on. Wait, oh! Of course. I switched the direction, the facing, and then I went backwards, which means it went forwards and derailed, of course. Driver. Most of them were so condescending and rude. Well, in that era, the ones we do see, those politicians, kinda, yeah. And then, of course, there's the thing about Archer blaming the Vulcan interference of the Warp 5 program from for his father never seeing the completion of it, which was another facet of that show. So, do you like the crossing? I'm excited for some more Trainz steam routes. Ooh. Do you mean like from who? Do you mean who like just on the like payware stuff that's coming out, or do you mean for me to make, or do you mean just on the DLS stuff, or what do you mean? Very right, this all seems to work quite nice. Very Vulcans sure liked to interfere a lot with human progression. Wonder if they voted against enacting the Prime Directive. Well, actually, no. That's a funny thing, because in Star Trek Enterprise, the Vulcans have their own non-interference policy, which the Prime Directive is then based on, which means that's actually where they get that from. I don't know. It's interesting how illogical that is for a people who so pride themselves of their logic. Which, yes, they do pride themselves, although being proud is an emotion. So, Xing and steam routes. I don't know how good I could mimic the voice, but I'd like to think I could do an okay job, probably. Yeah, you probably could. It's rough having to always pretend it's modern steam excursion. I just mean in general. Oh, right. Well, yeah, that's true. Not sure, though. There aren't a huge selection of routes to run North American steam locomotives on. Yeah, there's more British stuff. They were very hypocritical when... then with the amount of interfering they did. Yes, they were. At least the government we see, the officials were. And the thing is, they did only make first contact with... Like, the thing is, actually, well, originally, they wouldn't have contacted Earth. But because Zephyr and Cochrane made the time jump, assisted, of course, by the Enterprise E, the Vulcans noticed that and thought, wait, they have the technology to do this? And which is why they introduced themselves. And then they were already involved... And then they thought, oh no, we have to keep an eye on these to try to help them, because otherwise they're going to ruin themselves. And maybe other stuff as well. And then that kind of led them in there, because... The government's VC? The government VC? Oh, we see. Yes, the government's VC. Okay. Right. So... I think we'll do a little bit of the road work here. Well, Sure. I was thinking maybe if we planned out where we wanted industries to be first, but we can do a little bit of road work now. The Vulcans knew humans were not ready for their new technology without some guidance. Yes. Which is what Archer basically holds against them. Because he thinks that they were ready for it, even though, well, just look at humanity now and how we're handling new technologies now, or with wireless stuff and microwave radiation in things and all sorts of other stuff. Wisdom is not growing fast enough with tech, unfortunately. In their opinion, though. True, in their opinion. And if they're the ones who are holding the cards, then their opinion is kind of the only one that really matters, because it's their choice. Okay, so if this road kind of goes over this way, and then I want it to parallel the tracks over here. Right, that's good. Good. Right, so, wait. We didn't invent the internet, so we could all keep up with the Oh, which one do you mean? Cardassians or Kardashians? Oh, those are. There's actually a really funny thing, because there's actually, by Honest Trailers, a channel on YouTube, that they made a Star Trek TNG trailer, and in one of those they said, and the all new and the all new universe conquering dictators known as the Kardashians. Oh, sorry, the Cardassians, and or something like that, and yeah. Yes. They also made one for Doctor Who. Yes. The new Star Trek reality show, Star Trek, Keeping Up with the Cardassians. Well, yeah. Brought to you by the Tal Shiar. Where he referred to Missy as Scary Poppins, which is basically what she was. Does anyone know where this quote is from? When will they learn? Video games don't kill people. They just kill their minds. I don't know. Where does that come from? I know I'll have to put... Never mind. Oh, you mean because of the pound symbol? That at least has to be a robot chicken skit. I've not heard of robot chicken before. I mean, I have heard of robot chickens before, obviously. I mean, who hasn't? But of this specific thing? I don't think I've heard of that before. Right. Should I guess once? How about Yakko from the Animaniacs reboot, from the new one? I could see that being from there. Maybe Robot Chicken do parody skits. Oh, probably, yeah. That would make sense. They just spoof things like old cartoon, etc. But Keep Up with the Cardassians sounds like something they would do. I see. Not very familiar with them, but I do know that they spoof things. Okay, so I want to have a few roads going across like this. Probably one going across there as well. Sure. And then we can have some industrial buildings there. And probably also a spur. Probably also a spur that's coming off like here. And then that's kind of going to go in a direction like that-ish. Yeah, so like this. And then that looks a little steep. It should be fine. And then, which then goes back that way. Although actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it might be nice having a little bit of street running here. So I might just grab an asphalt, hold on. Actually, driveway. I think there was a good driveway asset that might work quite well as this. Ah, this one. Right, so something like this, for example. Well, probably will go through the center of it, but like that. And that like that. Then, actually, can I raise this up slightly, or is that going to float then? No, it is going to work. Okay, so something like this. This is, of course, only temporary, so I don't forget what I wanted to do with it. Sure is. Good guess, but not quite. It's from a game. Games from September 2003. I don't know what you mean. Make them parallel with the road that goes under the bridge. What do you mean? Make what parallel with the road that goes under the bridge? What do you mean? Do you mean having the tracks go along here? Along this way, you mean? Those other two roads. Oh, these ones. So you mean having those instead go more through like that? Is that what you mean? So instead of going across, they'd be going more like that. Is that what you mean? Or what do you mean? I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Sorry. That might make sense. Oh, street running Maxford flashbacks? Those other two roads, yes. Sure is. It's from a 3D platformer with the main focus being driving around. Oh, it's the Simpsons hit and run game. Parallel with the road that goes under the tracks. Oh, I see. Oh, you mean to have them go like this instead of like this. That's what you mean, right? Yes. Yeah, you're right. That would make a bit more sense. It looks like a bit like a harp now, doesn't it? Okay. However, I do like. I would want to have another road going. Actually, maybe should I have? It might be fun to have a road going through there like that as well. That way we can have a bit more stuff adjacent to the road, because this is quite a large amount of space. Harp, yes. And then spurs coming off the track and going down the center between the roads. The through road kind of gets rid of the harp field, but sure. Front of building on road and back of building on track. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. But then I'm not sure if that would fit with... Although, yeah, I guess it would fit. So you mean kind of if there were buildings... Hold on. Let me just grab some asset. If there was a building... But you can see the scale of this. Because if I have a building here, you can see that there is actually so much room still. I think these blocks are much too big. But if there's a building there, then we might have a... Hold on, why didn't that create a junction? That's odd. Anyway, hold on, one moment. No. There we are. Right, so it might come off... Might come off somewhat like this, maybe? I don't know. Although, no, that's too far away. It's too far away, that's the issue with this. It would be better if this was a bit close. This is just representing a building. I'm not actually thinking of using this one here. Just representing a general industrial building. If this was over here, then we could have the track branching off like that. And then having a little sort of a loading platform or something here. But then we'd need to have a road that's coming through a bit closer. Probably somewhere like that. Oh, I see what you mean. Wait, so you mean more like this? That's what you mean. So then the actual building would be, well, it'd be more over here like that. Oh, I see what you mean now. Oh, okay. So then, right. So then this could then go all the way over to here. And then we'd probably get rid of this little bit there. But, so like that, hold on. So like that, and then we can have another one that's kind of coming over like that, and then maybe a third one that's coming up like that. Ah, yes, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not sure that I want this road here, though. I think maybe a dirt road would fit a bit better. Or maybe just not a road there at all. Although I now realize just how much space there is. Because I think, yeah, if you look at it, I think it would make more sense to have the roads kind of spaced like this far apart. Hold on. There you go. And then we can have sort of small loading bays / platforms like that for the individual industries. I'd have to figure out which way around I want them to be placed, but something like that. That makes sense. Front of the building, yes. Standard industry / warehouse area. Bigger warehouse industry type buildings. The track should also parallel the same road and bridge, obviously 90 degrees per. Alright, yes, parallel that road. All the way down to the last road, yes. Multiple spurs and more roads. Oh! More roads closer together. Spur down the center with sidings of the spur behind each building. So, what do you mean? Do you mean like having roads going through like that? That it's street running on? Is that what you mean? So, and then you'd have the spurs coming off to like that-ish? Which means that this would then, if we did do it like that, would have to go like this more, so maybe? Here's a quote from original Almanacs. I'm Ludwig von Beethoven, world famous composer and pianist. Jaco, you're what? Yes. This is turning out interesting. I did not expect this. No, the main streets. I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean... Hold on. More roads close together. Spur down the center. Oh! Oh, of course. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you meant more of these main streets going like this. That's what you meant. Right? So you meant more like this. And then having the spurs go down the center between the two, like that. Yes? The two north-south streets should have the spur halfway between them. Yes. Exactly. Okay. Right. Oh, we've gone almost half an hour over time. Okay, well this is, I think, a good place to... Oh, now the bots are back. Oh, well, hello, bots. Right. So, I need to get a thumbnail. This is going to be an interesting project for next time. Okay, that's good. That is all good. Oh, now, right. I would probably have the spur come off the track in the opposite direction, so they're not as sharp a curve. Yeah, it makes sense. That would make sense. Hold on, one moment. Right. Yeah, it does make sense because of the angle that the track's coming in at. I was thinking about it from a perspective of the way it would be shunted or switched. So you could pull them out forward this way, come over here, and then you would have to, well, okay, well, I mean, you guess you could do it either way. So went this way, you'd have to push them in. Or I guess you could go forwards and then go backwards. It wouldn't really matter. Ooh, okay, coordinates. Hold on. Ah, like that. I see. Yeah, and then you've got the little spurs coming off. Yep. Mm-hmm. Where is this? This is in... Ah, I see. Orlando. I found the place. Don't worry. Okay. Yes, have a few cross streets. That's what I want to do. Yes. I can already tell that this is going to be a bit of a bigger project. We're done with the yard. Now onto the onto the mega industry complex. But no, this is going to make for some really very good switching action over here, because you've not only got the yard to switch, which in and of itself would be really nice, but you've also got then going to have this entire area to switch out. I mean, just adding this area by itself can add like 10 or 20 pounds to the price of the route. Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Right. Near where my office used to be. Oh, I see. Ah, but it will look fantastic and give a lot of switching to do. Yes. Agreed. And I thought it would just be the same sort of city scenery on this side of the main line. How wrong I was. Well, I did say I wanted to have industries on this bit that were connected. As long as I get a discount. Yeah, well, I mean, if anyone would deserve a discount on this route, it would be you. And Kango as well, because he's helped as well. Right, I need to get a thumbnail. I mean, I guess we could just put this as a thumbnail, and no, people wouldn't want to click on that. That just looks boring from a thumbnail point of view. We haven't really done any work over here, so maybe over here instead. Ah, maybe like this. I think that'll do. And me? The city scenery is great, but adding tracks to the mix will be great. Didn't you mean is good, but it'll be great? Okay, it's fine. Kango gets to play human fall flat. Yeah. Alright, XD, nice. If you changed the time, maybe? I like the look of that area. Same, I like the look of it as well. Right, okay. So, will be even greater. Ah, I see. I also do really like this bridge. There aren't really that many overpasses in Trainz maps, I've realized. Anyway, I really like how this is coming together. You can tell, can't you? Anyway, I'm just looking around now. Okay, I'll end it. Hold on one moment. I'll end the stream now or shortly. Dead buildings make the railroad look more alive. Yes, I agree. Because the abandoned buildings means that there's business here, and businesses that didn't succeed, things that did fall out of favor, things that it looks like it's worn. It looks like there's actual things happening. Yeah, maybe plus done some last minute detailing around the bridge for the thumbnail. No, it's looking tremendous already. Yes, because dead buildings have history. True. Sure, alive ones also do, but with dead ones it's more prominent. Living ones. Gives some backstory to the area. Yes. So, with that, thank you all very much for watching. Shoutouts. Tuesday, Star Trek Adventures. This coming Tuesday will be the first actual session of gameplay, which is simultaneously very exciting, but also mildly terrifying. No, I'm joking. Well, half joking. And Kangafango streams on Sundays, building stuff. He's been working a lot on his OMSI 2 map. He's really getting somewhere with that. That's really nice. Also, if you play Trainz, have a look on the download station for Central Europe as well as Cornish Railways. And yes, that's pretty much it. Well, this was a great stream. Clap, 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 clap. 9-minute encore. 9-minute encore. No, it's fine. I just adjust. But only half. Many thanks for the shout out. You're welcome. Okay, and that's it. This stream will be archived. And bye. Bye, everybody. Bye, people. Thank you for coming, of course. Yes, it's just pouring down out there. Is there a way to send a TF2 save to someone? Transfer TF2? Yes, there is. Oh, that reminds me. I wanted to make that public. I forgot about that. I'll make a note of that. Hold on. Yeah, you can copy them out of the game structure. I'm sure you can find it online if you search for Transport Fever 2 save location. Then I'm sure you can find it, and then just send those files over to someone else. See you tomorrow for TS and RCT3 finale. Yes, RCT3 finale, probably, not TS. Will this end season 1? I think so, but I'm not sure how it's done. It's not that difficult, probably. Do you mean Transport Fever 2, right? Yeah, probably, yeah. Anyway, bye, people. Bye, bye. Yes. Good. Alright, good. I'm just gonna go now, so bye. Yeah, there we go. There we go.